Okay, we'll wait for another 1-2 minutes like. We'll see whether others get logged in. If not, we'll start. We'll wait for another 1-2 minutes like. Okay, so we'll start right now. So I just hope that everybody has the note with you all, especially this one, performance management context. Uh, Still, I will be waiting for another 1-2 minutes. Fine. Okay. So today we are in the sixth session. So that's like, so we have already covered few tunes. And when it comes to
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes, miss. Before starting the lesson, can you please clarify some doubts about it? Training and development, also organization development. Superficially, can you explain about it normally?
yeah, sure. What's it? Training and development, and what is the other one?
Organization development, OD.
Organizational development. Did I do that part for you? From that part, are you asking, or is it a separate, just a mere question by you?
No, miss. Separately, I just tell me shortly what was that organization development, and also what was the training and development.
Yeah, organizational development is actually, it's a very vast area. Organizational development comes everything. Training and development is only about how we are train the people and give some professional skill. Developing me now. Training means the technical skills that what we are giving. Development side means how we are giving professional skills and how we are giving the other all leadership skills, especially in order to develop them. It is not about the technical skills. So that's for an example. If we take a machine operator, technical skill is the way how he sew, right? All the other leadership skills, all the maybe communication skills, all the other skills are to develop skills. So training and development skill is only focused about in order to develop the employee. But when it comes to organizational development, we are talking about organization or how to develop the organization. So you would be taking probably, there are different aspects as well for according to different researchers. So you would be taking human resource aspect as well. Then you would be taking profitability aspect. It means financial aspect. Then you would be taking some capital aspect, how the land and building and all the things. So organizational development, it comes with the organizational culture as well. So it is a broad area. If you're going to do some sort of a study on this one, so it's better to take one side. Organizational development is a vast area. Training and development is just we are focusing on how to train and develop the employees. Is that clear? Did I answer you?
Yeah, yes, Miss Aikli. And also,
Yeah.
training and development and learning and development both are same.
No, different. Training and development side is fine, right? But the thing is still when it comes to learning and development, learning in the sense we want to take a change in the people, right? Any sort of a change in behavior. That's what we call as learning and development. That's for an example. If you give a training for a person, that person would be able to do some sort of a thing out of that training. So that is what you call as learning. So
Miss,
learning and training develop different.
learning and development, you mean a theoretical side, and also training also practical, right?
Practical side. In learning, we are expecting a change in the behavior. But in training, it's not, of course, but some sort of a development. It's quite same. But if you are going to do some sort of a study, then it's two different terms. But when we are normally in layman language, that's same. But when we are using it to an academic language, if you want to do some sort of a research or maybe a study, if you're asking for this one, then it is different. You have to think about that. Yeah.
Okay, Miss, I got it. Okay, thank you.
Is that clear? Or do you have any other questions to clarify?
And also, training and development, learning and development, and also organization development. So these three things also different, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, Miss.
different to each other. It's like training leads to learning, and organizational development is a totally different thing. Organization development is a vast area. It's a very broad area. It would be looking at
Okay,
all the
Miss.
aspects. HR aspect, financial aspect, capital aspect, organizational cultural aspects. So likewise, everything will be focused there. Okay? Are you going
Okay,
to do
okay, Miss.
some
Thank
sort of
you. I
study?
got
Are you
it.
going to do a study? This is for a study in a kind
just
of a
re
study.
just
Ah,
revising.
yeah. Okay, right. Fine, great. So, right. So actually, as I could remember the last time I did human resource development. So there it comes with the training and development side I discussed. I think that may be the reason that you asked this question from it.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, anything in management, that's I'm fine tuned with. So you can ask anything, maybe marketing, maybe accounting, maybe anything, right? So it's you are always welcome to do that.
Yes, Miss. I'm in a HR part.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, are you working in HR side?
Yes, I'm working as a talent acquisition.
Ah, right. So they definitely you should know the terms. So and the performance management subject would be very important for you, especially for the HR
Yes,
candidate.
of course. Earlier, I did a organization development officer as a specific place. I'm in the business development like that. That's why I need to clarify that.
Yeah, sure. Of course. Actually, organizational development, if I simply talk about as you are talking about this one, so we would be looking at the organizational goals and objectives. But simply if you put into what the stakeholders are looking at, or maybe the shareholders are looking at, what's their goal? Maybe to improve the profitability, maybe to expand the organization, maybe to carry out another project or whatever. So in there organizational development will be always focused on how to bring all these resources in order to achieve that goal. So that is why we want to focus on HR side, the capital side, financial side, everything. Organizational development is that the way how especially the philosophers in the sense the shareholders, how they see. If the company owners want you to bring another project or maybe to improve the profitability, so then organizational development means you want to focus on the organizational goal, then aligning to organizational goals, you have to develop strategies. There it may be including training sessions, performance management sessions, or maybe marketing, advertising sessions. It is a very broad area. It goes like that. Okay. Right.
Yes, Miss, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. So if anything urgent that you want to ask or anything, you can send me a WhatsApp message. No worries at all. Yeah, if I'm available, definitely I will be replying you. Okay. Right. So when it comes to performance management and conduct, right? So
Miss,
yeah.
you last said contribution of personal management system, but about it.
Sorry, contribution.
Contrib of a personal management system.
Contribution of
Contribution of a personal management system.
I didn't get you. Can you put it into the chat box? Which management system?
Yes, sure.
So you mean to say that I stopped in somewhere? Ah, okay. Now he's not there. Okay, right. So I just stopped by. I was stopped from the place where we were discussing on HRD, how the HRD and performance management would be related. So that is done as I could remember. Yes, that's done, right? Nafis, the HRD tutor is done, right? It's done. This one, it's done.
Yes, miss. Our last class, we looked for the HR development, right? The contribution of personal management system. That's why I'm saying for you. Yeah,
Ah,
this
this
one.
one, didn't I do that?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So did we do this one? Yes, next. Performance management is not performance separate that we did.
Yes,
Okay.
we did it.
All right. Very good. Now we will be looking for contributions of performance management systems. How this would be contributing, right? For employees, for managers, and for organizations. So when it comes to the organizations, we everyone know why we are doing these performance management systems and all, because we want to take all the employees to a line where we believe that all the employees should be working to achieve the organizational goals, right? So that is why we are always focusing on this performance management system, because otherwise doing performance management, actually the management doesn't like to do that. The main purpose is that because it takes time. It takes money. It is a hell of a troublesome and a stressful thing for the managers once they are going to do this one. But the organizations are recognizing once we have some sort of a system to evaluate this performance of the employee, then we can get the maximum contribution from the employees. Otherwise, nobody wants to go to the work and do all the work and come home. So because everyone wants money, everyone wants their own life satisfaction. So that is why we go for work and we come back. So therefore the organization recognizes if we ask employees to work and work and work, they will not be doing this one. But we want to show some sort of an avenue that they will be working. They will be working towards some sort of a bribing. That some sort of a bribing, this performance management system is into that bribing part, where employees will be motivated to work. They will be, now if I work, okay, I would be getting promotions, I would be getting salary increments. That's what what they want to show up. So what is the contribution for employee? Once we develop a performance management system, once we develop a performance management system, in the sense, you start from how many employees are required for particular job. That's for an example. Let's say you are going to start up a new project. So for this project, the organization is deciding, okay, we need 50 what do you call, machine operators, 2 managers, 1 quality assurance person, 1 marketing person. So likewise, it would be categorizing. It would be deciding how many. Then it would be deciding what would be their qualifications, right? What would be their qualifications in order to perform this? The machine operators should be experienced. Machine operators should be 20, and 10, it's okay to have some 10, 15 like employees with no experience. So likewise, now you're coming up with what their qualities and quantity. Qualities and quantity. Simply qualities, qualifications, and the quantity. So that will lead the employee to recognize what they have to do. How that comes? Because the organizational management, especially the HR is responsible in this. They need to write down, they need to very clearly mention, they need to develop job descriptions and job specifications. So job description and job specification. So let me, if I take you through what's job description and job specification simply. Job description, I don't know, it's very lengthy. So simply I would explain this one to you, right? So when it comes to job description explains how a job can be performed. How a job can be performed. Simply, what are your tasks? What are your duties? And what is the time that you have to come in? What is the time that you have to go out? So you have to be very careful when you are into HRM that the people are coming in time or maybe on time. Specifically, we would be expecting the employees to become in time. In time can in time. As well as we should expect employees to leave once they have to leave. It's 5 o'clock. They should not be staying for 5:30, 6 o'clock in doing work. And if it is so, you want to know why that has been happening, right? Probably that may be due to lack of training, maybe lack of knowledge that they have. So they may take a lot of time to complete a work. There may be some another purpose of staying there. We never know what the employees are up to, right? So likewise, job description specifically mentions what is the time that you are in, what is the time that you should be out, and tasks, duties, responsibilities, to whom you are going to be reported, what is your location of working. So everything is mentioned. So it is very clear for the employee once you got the job description into your hand. Okay, what are the things that I have to do? What I am liable? Because we would be evaluating the employees based on this job description. I'm not going to evaluate. I'm not going to make a performance management system to evaluate you apart from this job description. That's for an example. Let's assume me as a lecturer, I would be evaluating the way how I deliver the lecture, or maybe the lecture notes, materials, let's say, all these things. So nobody should be evaluating me for how many the other non-academic activities that I'm involving with. So it's like that. So probably the organization may be asking, can you do this one as well? So as a favor, you are doing that one. But you would never, ever be measured an employee which is not in their job description. Once the job description is absent, any employee can go for legal courts and can sue. So simply they say sue, S-U-E, sue. Nadudano. You can go for courts and make a sue on that. The company has not given me any job description. I'm not particularly aware about what are the things that I have to be done. Every time they are telling me different things. So I'm not specifically clear on what I have to be done, but I have not got my promotion from the performance evaluation. But all the others have got. That is why, for the safe hand of the organization, it is, now the employees are very difficult to handle. It's becoming very difficult. Now, this younger generation, not like in our olden days, younger generation is always very aggressive. I don't know whether that is because of this economic condition or whether that is because of not only younger generation, even everyone, almost everyone is going to be tangled with someone. So anyway, therefore, handling customers, handling employees have become so difficult. So what you have to do is always, even making a job description takes time, making a job specification takes time, even a performance management takes time. You keep doing all these things. Otherwise, the problem can be bounced back for you. If you are not going to do this one, the problem would be bouncing back. So therefore, it is better always to, from the organizational side, to keep informed. So then the employees know what I have to be done. So that is what it is said specifically. The definitions of job and success are clarified. He know what is my job, what are my tasks, what are my duties that I have to be done, and how can I be achieve this one successfully. Because it is clearly mentioned these type of equipments, tools that you have will be given. So most probably job description would not be talking about which sort of all the equipments and accessories that you would be provided with. But if you are, let's say, machine operator, so then it would be mentioning that you would be given a prime machines in order to work. So you would be using the organizational machineries in order to perform your work. So likewise, it would be little bit clarified on what are the tools and equipments that you would be using as well. But it is not mandatory always for organization to mention that one as well in by side. So the definition of job and success are clarified. Job එක මොකක්ද? එකෙන් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ මොකක්ද? කොහොමද මේක successfully කරගන්න කියන එක, it is very much clarified, clear, right? Okay, that is the contribution. It is a one contribution for employee from the management performance management system. If you do not have a performance management system, you are not going to measure anyone's performance, right? So once you are not going to measure anyone's performance, no point of having any of these things. So therefore, as you are measuring the performance of employees and you're focusing on their promotions and you want to motivate them in working, it is always advisable for you to have at least annually. Normally we call biannually, at least annually, to have a performance management system. Evaluate the employees. Then they feel that we are evaluated. We are valuable people for this organization. So that part is very important. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔහේ අර බල්ල පූසෝ ගෙදරට ඇවිල්ලා කෑම කාලා යනවා වගේ every day you come and go, no relationship is there, right? So that is important. So no improvement. Once the employees feel that I'm not going to be improved, that my salaries are not going to be increased and all, you don't want to work. Why you should pay your time and all on this? So employees will be clarified on what my job definition is. If someone asking me to do another thing, okay, of course, I will do this one, right? So you can do that one, but it should never be calculated for what? Performance evaluation. So that is why it is said, once you are given a clear job description and the job specification in the sense, what are your qualities and qualifications to perform this particular job, right? So, you know, different. That's for an example. If you are going to be joined as a university lecturer, let's say you are going to join as a senior university lecturer, you need to have a PhD, you need to have this one, you need to have that one. So likewise, qualifications and qualities are mentioned. So normally, when it comes to lecturer, the qualities have been mentioned like that your the vocal ability should be very clear, it's very much specific, right? So likewise, there's several qualities also there. So likewise. So it is important, once you have a performance management, how it would be contributed for employees, the definitions of job and success are clear. Employees are not that, and motivation to perform is increased. Motivation to perform is increased. Why? Because you know that you are being evaluated. One day you will be getting your promotions. One day you will be getting your bonuses and all the other things, all the other benefits, because of the results of this performance management. You don't like this one. But if you are a real worker, even the organizations do not want such employees who are not working. Now, currently, it's very much important that all the employees, you may be, if you are an employee, you may be stressed, you may be having economic problems, you may be having other burdens at home, families, lot of things. But still, make sure once you are in the organization, just forget all this just for a while and do your work very well in the organization. Otherwise, even you've become if even you are a permanent employee now, organizations can evaluate you and they can come into a decision whether we are going to keep you or not. So that risk is there. If the organization is going to sue against an employee, this employee was working very well earlier, but now he's not. So we do not want to pay him. Even you are an employee, you would be out. So likewise, there are a lot of cases are there. So once you know that you would be evaluated, that is why even once you have a competition, that is why you are given awards, certificates, then you are motivated to do another time as well. So very similarly, employees are getting motivated. තව වැඩ කරන්න ඕනි කියන එක හිතනවා. එතකොට මට දැන් මම grade 2 වල ඉඳන් grade 1 වලට යනවා. ඊගාට මම මෙහෙම වෙනවා. So likewise will be giving you motivation. And self-esteem is increased. What do you mean by self-esteem? Self-esteem means the way how I think about myself, the way how I see myself. Simply we say self-respect, self-status. Now, that's for an example. When you go out, when you go, let's say you just got off from your vehicle and you go to a supermarket, right? So the way, okay, I am this one, I am a manager, I am this one, I am a lecturer. So likewise, that is in your mind, right? So the self-esteem means how much you believe that you have a sort of a higher status, right? With it may be higher or lower, whatever, self-esteem. Self-esteem is talking about the self-respect, the status that you would be feeling to yourself. So likewise, that is going up. Why increase? It is increased when you have proper performance management system. Why? Because we know, okay, from this performance management evaluation, I will be promoted, right? And I will be getting bonuses. So all the others also can see that because I worked hard, right? So the self-esteem is increased. This is very important. One, we are concerning about psychological aspects of the employees, self-esteem. And self-insight and developed and enhanced. Self-insight and development and enhanced. So that's this, it's quite similar to self-esteem. It says self-insight, how I see about myself, and development, how I see how much I have been developed, right? So now if I ask you, once you were in O-levels, how is your knowledge about organizations and how is your knowledge now about organizations? You have developed, it is enhanced, the knowledge about organizations. So it's like that, right? So it is the contribution that would be bringing from performance management system for employees. And for managers, what is the contribution for managers? Supervisors' views of performance are communicated more clearly. What it says? Supervisors' views of performance are communicated more clearly. So the supervisors are the people who are normally directly dealing with the other employees. So they would be clearly communicating, okay, this is the performance of that one, this one, how he's performing, when he is sick, how he's performing, when he's not, how he's performing, when he's married, how he's performing, when he's not married, how he's performing. So likewise, the weaves are very clear, right? So it is a very important part that the getting supervisors weave in evaluations. And managers gain insight about subordinates. So the managers will be getting which sort of employees that I do be having. Subordinates means කවුද? අපිට වඩා යටත් වැඩ කරන අය, the people who are working under us, right? Subordinates. So subordinates, we would be getting a knowledge about subordinates because once we do an evaluation, we know, okay, ඕනම තැනක සමහර වෙලාවට අපි යුනිවර්සිටි එකෙත් එහෙමයි සමහර ළමයි ෆස්ට් ක්ලාස් සෙකන්ඩ් අපර් කියලා කියනකොට තමයි දන්නේ මේ ළමයි වැඩ කරනවද කියන එක. So it's like that. So then we would be having an insight about subordinates, right? And there is better and more timely differentiation between good and poor performance. So what do you mean by that? There is better and more timely differentiation between good and poor performance. It means if you want to be a good performer, of course, it'll be taking a little time, right? But anyway, you would get to know who are the poor performance, who are the better performance, and how long it will be taking. Time differentiation in the sense. And this for an example, in last year, the managers, in last year's evaluation, the managers are giving you insights. Okay, this is the way you have to be done. If you want to get this promotion, if you want to go climb this career ladder, these are the things you have to be done. If you have not done all these things in this year also, we can understand whether you are a better performer or a poor performer. You will be taking a long time to be better, right? So it's like that. So timely differentiation is that. So there are some people who would be fast developing and some are not. So you would be getting know who are the good performers and who are the poor performers. And employees become more competent. Employees become more competent. Why? Why it is a contribution for managers? Because you as a manager, you are responsible for the employees who are working under you, right? For your subordinates. Okay, whatever. I hope you can see my screen still. Something went wrong. Okay, right. Give me 1 second. I think I have to shift. Oh, no, right, fine. Okay. So you're responsible about your employees. So if they're poorly performing, one day the blame will be coming to you. If they are really good performers, the positive image will be coming for you as well, in vice versa, because you have developed your employees into good performers. So once the employees become more competent, how the employees become more competent? Because you get to know from the performance management who are the more competent employees. And for the other employees, you would be recommending trainings and you are coaching them. You know what is coaching? I have shown you some video clips as well in previous sessions. So how to teach them, how to guide them. So these are very important, right? Then once they become more competent, it is very important for you, right? And what is the contribution for organization? Organizational goals are made clear. It is, of course, that is happening because if you could remember the performance management interview, if you cannot remember, please let me know because I would be showing you again once because I know we are, I think, login in after like 1 month, I believe. Yes, ne? It's almost 1 month. Exactly, it's 1 month. So I am pretty sure you may not be able to, not 1 month, it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So you may also not be able to remember what I have been doing. So therefore, in all these performance evaluation videos, if you could remember, it is clearly explains, okay, this is our organizational goal. It is the way how the evaluation starts. We'll see how you have contributed for this thing, right? Let's see how much you could be in, how much you could have contributed for the organizational goals achievement. So therefore, organizational goals are made clear, right? And organizational change is facilitated. Because why? Our employees are improving. Our employees are more focused on changing, being dynamic, being able to adjusted for the changing environment, dynamic environment, and to reach the organizational goals. And administrative actions are more fair and appropriate. Administrative actions are more fair and appropriate, Kenpan. So because when you do a performance management evaluation system, nobody can say that that person has been promoted because he is a friend of the manager. නැත්තම් කියනවා ආ යාළුවෙක් ඉඳ ප්‍රොමෝට් කරා. එහෙම නෑ අපිට. එතකොට එහෙම කියලා නඩුවක් දැම්මා. Even if someone sue on the organization may not be able to recover, right? Or maybe to defend itself. But when you do a performance management system properly, a performance management evaluations and all, so administrative actions are very fair and appropriate. It is very transparent. Why I have given you these marks, why that person have been promoted than you. So it is very clear, right? And there is better protection from lawsuits, as I told you. It would be protecting you from lawsuits because, as I told you, always all the employees have become very critical and difficult to handle. So it would be stopped. And what are the disadvantages or the dangers of poorly implemented performance management systems? So what are the dangers once you develop a poorly implemented performance management system? සමහර දේවල් තියෙනවානේ we normally say it's better not to do if you cannot do it properly. හරියට කරන්න බැරි නම් ඒක නොකර ඉන්න එක හොඳයි. කෑමක් වුණත් එහෙමයි හරියට හදන්න බැරි නම් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගෙදර the people the family members say අනේ ඔය පිටි ටිකයි සීනි ටිකයි නාස්ති කරන්නේ නැතුව ඕක තියලා තියන්න. It's better if you are not very particularly sure on what you would be making, what kind of a bun it would be leading to. If you are not very particularly sure, it's better not to do that, right? So it's very similarly here also. A lot of dangers will be bring upon if your performance management system is poorly implemented. What is the problem that would be happening for employees? Lowered self-esteem. So they feel if you are not in a position to evaluate properly. If you could remember, we learned like the evaluators also needs to be trained. They need to be trained how to be done all these evaluations, right? So likewise, if you are not in a position to do a proper performance evaluation, and if you have no capability to suggest what the employee should be really going through. That's for an example, think about, there is two employees, one is a senior one, the other one is a junior one, right? So probably you feel that the junior one is really performing well, maybe the way how he talks, than the senior ones. The junior ones, the younger generation, they can speak well, speak nicely, and they can market themselves very nicely. Probably rather than working, they may be showing off, right? So let's say that let's just assume this incident, right? So the younger one is just showing off and just trying to show off that he is the one who is working always, but not the senior one. So based on this evaluation, if the management decides the senior one needs to go under training and the junior one needs to be promoted, what would be happening? What would be, even whether junior or senior, it doesn't matter as long as you perform. So just for this instance, so it would lower the self-esteem of the senior one, right? It would be really disappointed. It would be really shameful for the senior one. I am the one who is working. He is the one who is showing off, but still I had to undergo with this training program how to do all these things. So if you are not in a position to do that one in a appropriate way, if you do not have sufficient qualifications in doing this one, and maybe you don't have that sufficient system in the organization, it's better not to do this one rather than doing that one and make employee feel lowered self-esteem. Then they feel we are not valued. I am not respected one here. I am not a valued. My status is not very much good in this organization. So then what will be happening? Once the employee self-esteem is lower, they will always spread bad word of mouth about the organization. කොච්චර කරත් ඔබට වැඩක් නැහැ organization එකට බොරුවට ඇඳගෙන නට ඉන්න හැටි තමයි පඩි දෙන්නේ. we are not evaluated. So like this, that can be solved. Okay. And employee burnout and job dissatisfaction. What do you mean by burnout? Burnout means the extreme stress. Stress is a temporary one, right? So suddenly you may get a workload, you get stressed. Maybe for a week, maybe even for a month, you may be stressed out for particular. But burnout is happening because of the same thing. If the same bad things happening over and over, and your mental stress is really high, we call it as burnout. You come into a burnout level where you may need treatments before you go for depression. දැන් ඔයාලා දන්නවා depression තියෙන අයට පොඩි pill එකක් තියෙනවා. Tablets තියෙනවා. මොකද ඒක වැඩි වුණොත් ඊට වැඩි භයානක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So burnout is also like that. Burnout happens after or let's say no one is evaluating you, no one is appreciating you, right? So maybe others, the ones who are not working but showing off only, will be evaluating and all these things. So then you would be in a burnout condition, right? කරනවා කොච්චර කරත් වැඩක්. So එතකොට burnout කියන එක හරීම භයානක තත්ත්වයක්. It leads to job dissatisfaction. Of course, an employee may even tend to do sabotage. Sabotage කියන වද SABOTAGE. Employees tend to do sabotage කියන්නේ බඩු පොලේ ගහන්න, කෑ ගහන්න, අනිත් අයව කොටවන්න, කේලම් කියන්න, ඒ වගේ දේවල් පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So it would be damaging if you do not do a proper performance evaluation and proper performance management. Damage relationships. You and manager, you would not be having a very proper, very good relationship even with your colleagues. දැන් හිතන්න the manager වෙන කාව හරි ප්‍රොමෝට් කරනවා. ඔයා උච්චර හොඳට වැඩ කරත් ඔයාට වෙන කෙනෙක් ප්‍රොමෝට් කරනවා. The relationship between not only you and manager but even with the same colleague also it will be damaging. මෙයා මොකද පත් කරේ මම ඉඳදී, why he's been appointed while I am here, right? So damaged relationships. And use of false or misleading information. What do you mean by that? What is the disadvantage of poorly implemented? Now we're talking about once the performance management is poorly done. System in the sense, performance management is the process, what we are doing. Use of false or misleading information. Probably the employees would be undergoing, employees would be undergoing with some false and misleading information. Others may be telling some wrong misconceptions about the others, right? Because if the manager has been evaluated the employee based on all these misconceptions, or maybe the false and misleading information, again, you would be really disappointed, right? So it is another disadvantage. Actually, thank you very much, Nafis, that you remembered me that I have not done this one, because this can be an examination question in most of the times. Because I'm explaining always much more, because then if you want to take notes, you can take your own notes. And because probably you may have to explain all these things, right? Now, that's one example, increased turnover. So what is increased turnover? So likewise, you would have maybe at least 2-3 lines you may have to explain. So do not expect you to be written the same thing which is in the note, right? So that is why we are doing lectures separately. Otherwise, we could give you just merely the note and ask you to study and come and do the examination. But always the ones who would be listening to the sessions will be advantageous, because once we prepare the examination questions, it would not be just merely writing down the same thing which is in these notes. So this is also a very important part in performance management, right? Once you poorly implemented, what would be happening? So increased turnover. What is the problem with managers, right? Increased turnover. What do you mean by increased turnover? When it comes to turnover can be save area. turnover has become a huge problem for the organization. Why? You train the employees, you develop the employees, you give all the welfare, you give all the benefits, and you have spent time on recruitment, hiring, giving them orientation, teaching them all. Then the employee is deciding to turnover. Why an employee is deciding to take a turnover? ඇයි මම රස්සාවත් ඇල්ල යනවා කියලා තීරණය කරන්නේ? Because he is not satisfied there. Why he is not satisfied there? Because he is not evaluated for his performance. Because he is not paid for what he is doing. නිකන් ඔහේ ඉන්නව නම් කීය දුන්නත් කමක් නැහැ. But if you are really working, if you see really, most of the turnovers are happening in the organization, not from the employees who are not working, but from the employees who are really dedicated and working, right? In most of the times, because they feel it is useless, it's pointless to work in this organization, right? So increased turnover. Increased turnover, why it becomes a problem to managers, that's what I told you. You are interviewing them, you are coaching them, you take a lot of time for the employees. Once the turnover rate is higher and higher under you, then by the employees under you, it would be a problematic thing for you. ඔයාගේ leadership එක හින්දාද මෙහෙම වෙන්නේ? මොකක්ද ප්‍රශ්නයයි මේගොල්ලෝ යන්නේ? Right? So it would be a problem for you ultimately. And decreased motivation to perform. When employees, then they are not very much motivated to perform. කාගෙන්වත් බලෙන් වැඩ ගන්න බෑනේ. We can't take work forcefully from anyone, right? So therefore, decreased motivation to perform would be another problem for you as a manager, because always it is better and great to have a fully functioning employees in the sense, those who are knowledgeable, those who have skills. It's easy to work with them, right? Otherwise, it's very difficult to work. Even the work is given, it will not be done very well. So likewise. And unjustified demands on managers' resources. What do you mean by unjustified demands on managers' resources? Unjustified demands means employees are asking more and more demands on managers' resources. Managers ලගෙන් තියෙන අපේ හිතමු පඩි වැඩි කරන්න අපිට computers then we need tables, we need computers, I need what do you call this, normally this spinning chair, the almost or most of the people, they prefer to have spinning chairs. We need that rocking chair, spinning chairs. Like a lot of things can be unjustified demands ඔහේ ඉල්ලනවා. ඒක justify කරන්න බෑ. එතකොට මේවා it's very difficult for the managers to handle also. It's very difficult managers to handle also because when you have unjustified demands, right? And that is also a very huge problem for managers, how to handle this problem there. And varying and unfair standards and ratings. What do you mean by varying and unfair standards and ratings? So once your performance evaluation sheet is not properly done, if it is poorly done, if the marking rate is poorly done, the evaluation scheme is poorly done. Evaluate කරන rating දෙන ක්‍රමයක් තියෙනවා දැන් ඕක හරියට කරලා නැත්නම් you would be giving different ratings unfairly for the people, right? සමහර වෙලාවට almost the people have done what they are really need to do with the job. හැබැයි evaluate කරන්න ගියා. But once the evaluation is going to be done, the managers are evaluating something else. If you could remember, once I got an example, if you are a secretary to CEO, probably in your job description and everything, your job is to do some secretarial activities for the CEO. But let's say the CEO is not available, or maybe some marketing manager or production manager is not available. So you've been asked to go with clients outside and to give some, to go for tea, or maybe doing some sort of activities, let's assume. So then next time, the secretary say, No, I don't want to go. It is not in my job. එතකොට ඕක මතක තියාගෙන ඉඳලා if your marks are going to be reduced unfairly, ඇයි වාට දැන් මෙහෙම වැඩක් කිව්වම කරන්න බෑනේ කියලා, it would be a huge problem, right? So you have to understand that varying and unfair standards and ratings. And for organization, so this would be a problematic for managers, because once they do this varying and unfair standards, of course, it would be a problem for the managers, as the employees would be raising their voice against this. And for organization, what is the problem with the organization? The main problem is wasted time and money. Maikai mulinut kiwe, this is most of the organization, they do not like to do this one because they believe this is a waste of time and money. It takes longer time to evaluate each and every person in the organization. So if you have not done this one properly, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your money, right? And unclear rating systems. So if the performance management system is very poor, if it is not clear, what would be happening? It leads to unclear rating systems for the organization. කොහොමද මේ rating දීලා තියෙන්නේ කියන එක ඊගාව අවුරුදු වල continue කරන එකත් ප්‍රශ්නයක්. From the organizational side, right? Unclear rating systems. And emerging biases. We could see then in the organizational side, emerging biases will be coming up. Manager කැමති අයට තමයි දෙන්නේ. සුදු අයට විතරයි දෙන්නේ. ladies ලාට විතරයි දෙන්නේ. කළු අයට විතරයි දෙන්නේ. So likewise, emerging biases would be a huge problem in the organization. So once the people are going to be biases කියන්නේ මොකද? කාට හරි favor කරලා කරනවා නම් අපි ආයේ favoration එක අනුව අපි යාට ලකුණු ඒ වගේ දේවල් දෙනවා. And rate කරනවා. Increased risk of litigation. This is a huge problem if once you poorly done with your performance evaluation system, the biggest problem that you need to be ready with increased risk of litigation. Legal courts යන්න බලාගෙන හරියට වැඩේ නොකරුවට කමක් නැහැ. මොකද ඒකට හේතුව තමයි the people may go for courts saying I have done all these things, but I am not clear with what is the performance management system, because I have not been getting my promotions, I'm not been getting my what do you call these bonuses and salary increments. I don't know why. So why this is happening for the others? So it is a huge problem. So those are the things that we have to be. Oh, didn't I do all this as well? මේ ටිකත් කරේ නැද්ද? Hafiz, are you there?
Yes, I mean.
Did I do all these things?
Yes, we last time did contribution of personal management system only. After that, we didn't touch.
I can't hear you, Nafis. Clearly, can you put it to chat box? You mean I have done all these things, but not only these two, right?
Yes, we last time we did only for the contribution of personal management system.
We didn't do all these things, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I will be
That
doing.
is our last
Place where I will
class.
stop.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. So, I think it's better to move for a little break. Now it's almost 1 hour is like past. It's 8:55 now. We'll take 10 minutes break and we'll come back at about then 9:05. Yes, 9:05. We'll meet at about again 9:05. Then I will be starting with this one. Okay, so we'll start again. Reward systems. Development. Okay, so when it comes to reward systems, so basically there are few types of reward systems. We call it as tangible returns and intangible rewards. Normally, if I say very simply, tangible returns are like salary, bonuses, so likewise physical things that we can get on. But intangible rewards are like appreciation or maybe positive transfers. You can remember, I believe, that what do you mean by a positive transfer? Positive transfer in the sense where you like to be transferred would be having that. So if you like to transfer to Monaragal, if your residence area is Monaragal, so that is a positive transfer. If you want to come into Colombo, if your native place is Colombo, so if you are still working in Monaragal, and if you get a transfer to Colombo, so that is a positive transfer. So likewise, intangible relationship. So we'll be learning what are the tangible returns, right? So when it comes to tangible returns, these are some examples for tangible returns. Base pay, cost of living adjustment, contingent pay or merit pay, incentives, short term, long term. Before this one, I would like to show you a little video clip on the importance of, rewarding, reward systems in performance management. Let me share the sounds with you. Okay. This one.
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
Grammarly will ensure you feel confident.
Hi everyone, it's Yanis here, and in this video we will explore what is a reward system. If you want to promote repeated behavior, then it's a great idea to introduce incentives that will motivate people to take action. If this is your first time on this channel, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to get updates on my latest videos about time management and productivity. Reward system is the motivation mechanism that stimulates people to behave in a certain way or achieve certain things. Reward systems are widely used to increase motivation and repeated behavior, and it works very well for all involved parties. For example, many salespeople are working based on commissions. This means that if they close the deal, they'll be rewarded with a percentage of that deal. This motivates employees to work harder and close more deals, as that will enable them to earn bigger salary. Many businesses use customer loyalty programs where they give discounts to their loyal customers that repeatedly make purchases. This is also a form of reward system that motivates customers to make repeated purchases in order to get discounts. These reward systems work because both parties always benefit. If the salesperson makes more sales, they will earn higher salary, and business will benefit from having more clients. If you go to Costa Coffee 9 times, then you'll be earning stamps, and your 10th coffee will be for free. I personally think that reward systems are really great, as they focus on delivering results from both parties. Of course, it's not always easy to integrate reward system, as in some areas it's really hard to measure results. But if you have a chance to incentivize your team or your customers, then definitely do that, as that will increase motivation and deliver better results. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I was able to give you a quick summary of what reward system is. Hi everyone.
Okay, the rewarding, there was another one, this one. watch very carefully because if there are any notes, if you could see that you could write them, you can write them. Now you can see they are showing up an issue. So you need to find out solutions to the issue. Just carefully look into. can see what wrong choices would make, how the employees get demotivated. Now he is demotivated and he was not recognized for what he has done. See what's happening to him. You can see once the employees are not praised well, they will be always leading to get a turnover, quit the job. Then it will be very hard to find a new good employee. So retaining the employees is always needs to be done. You can see. So actually that story was very clearly mentions this is the true scenario. Whatever we will be talking about this performance management, if the employees are not praised well, if the employees are not appreciated for what they have been done, especially praising is really needed in organizations, because employees are expecting that. Everybody expecting their self-esteem, everybody is expecting what they have to be done and how they will be appreciated. So therefore it's really important, so the organizations must focus on that one. Otherwise, once you lose the most important employees, if the organization would not be able to retain the most important employees, it would be a huge problem, right? So that is why reward system needs to be introduced, right? So it may be tangible returns, it may be intangible. We will be discussing now what is tangible returns. So when it comes to tangible returns, you can see the base thing is cash compensation that you would be including into base pay. Basic salary you can go for a increment of the basic salary. Maybe if you are going for hourly wages or salary, it could normally you can go for increment with this base pay. It is a tangible return. And cost of living adjustments. So normally once the organizations, most of the times organizations do not want to go increment with the base pay, because once you go with a base pay increment, it would increase the ETF and EPF as well. So the organizations do not like to pay that much for ETF and EPF. Therefore, normally they go with this cost of living adjustments as allowances. When it goes as allowances, the organizations are not liable to pay ETF and EPF for the salary increment. So that is why always, even for government employees, the government does not want to give you a basic pay increment, but instead they will be giving you an allowance, right? So, and contingent pay or merit pay. Contingent pay means suddenly for different achievements you would be paying. Contingent contingent pay in the sense you would be paying for different circumstances. Merit pay means same. It's like same. So once you do a merit, a good thing, a positive thing, it is called as a merit thing. So it is normally an additional pay for the performance what he has done. And incentive, normally it can be short-term or long-term. Incentives can be coming as bonuses or maybe stock options, ownership. Bonuses are really short-term, right? Maybe only in this year you would be getting, or maybe the other year also you would be getting the bonus, but it's not very long. Short, long-term in the sense, stock options, ownership. Some organizations, they give some ownerships for the employees. මම මේකේ ඩිරෙක්ටර් කෙනෙක් කරගන්න ඕනර් කෙනෙක් පාර්ට් එකක් කරගන්නවා කිව්වහම the employees really want to give more and more attention for the organization's success. They would be bringing more and more because now they are a part of the organization. Even you just like that. You don't know, you are not going to bother about the others' things, but you would be bothering about one of your things if it is. So it's very similarly here also organizations will be giving short-term or maybe long-term tangible benefits. These are the types of tangible returns, right? So benefits such as income protection program. What do you mean by that income protection program? Serves as a backup to employee salaries in the event when employee is sick, disabled, or no longer able to work. Sometimes some organizations, they like giving income protection programs to several employees. It can be insurances, it can be pension plan, or maybe saving plans. Now, currently the insurance are like it is a legal form. Every organizations definitely need to insure all the employees. Where the organization, if you have been registered under a company act, you need to pay insurance for all the employees. Most of the organizations, they pay insurances for the whole family also, but at least minimum you have to insure the employee at least, right? So as it is there, now most of the organization, they make a plan for pension plans, saving plans. Samhara velawata saving plans like, okay, salary, we are not going to give that salary to your hand, but for the thing that you have done, we will be giving you 5,000 additionally. This 5,000 you can take after 20 years, or maybe you are resigning from this organization. So every month, this 5,000 will be deposited in a bank account. So once you leave the organizations, once you quit the job, you will be able to take this one and go home. So likewise, that can be income protection program you can implement. Or maybe you can give as an allowance, housing allowance, transportation allowance, most gym facility, phone bills. So, most of the organizations, they give this transportation facility. So, yes?
Yes, miss. Can you please just explain about a medical insurance? What was that?
Medical
Can you
insurance is the thing that I was talking about. So now it is a legal requirement. So every employee needs to be insured for medical insurances, right? So maybe up to some extent. So every employee needs to be undergo with that one. Some organizations, they are not doing this one for contract basis employees, but still even you are a contract or a permanent employee, whoever, you need to be insured medically. There are some terms and conditions. Normally some organizations are covering up with medical insurances only if a damage is happening within the organization only. Organization ඇතුළේ විතරක් වෙනවා නම් එතකොට ඒ terms තියෙනවා. But some organizations are not like that. They would be giving a medical insurance, whatever the course that you undergo with. Maybe you get fever and you get admitted, or maybe you may meet with an accident and you get admitted. So whatever. So most of the companies now, they are not going only for this work premises medical insurances. වැඩ කරන තැනදී විතරක් වෙන medical insurance එකට නැතුව අර ඔක්කොම coverage එකට යනවා. But it is also again according to the company. The levels will be differentiated. Some organizations, they give unlimited medical insurance for some employees. If the employee is really, really important, you would be giving unlimited. And some organizations, they may going for 5 lakh, 10 lakh, or maybe 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 50,000 also it can be. Ekak limit එකක් නැහැ. There is no limit. It depends on what the company's agreement with the insurance company. But as it is a legal requirement, the companies need to give a medical insurance for everyone. Disability pay, pension plans, saving plans, all these things are given by the organization as an income protection program. Meanwhile, medical insurance is also that, like that. But now it is a legal term that the medically employees needs to be insured. This is also sometimes with the consent of employees. Some employees, they say, okay, I don't want a medical insurance. Can you add that part for my salary? On the other way around, some employees claim not to cut. Some organizations will medical insurance cut කරනවා. ඒ cut කරන portion එක තමයි මේ එකෙන් තමයි medical insurance අග්‍රහාර තියෙන රජයේ අයට දැන් නම් හිතන එක නැහැ. So likewise, medical insurance types can be different. Some organizations, they take the full responsibility about the medical insurance. Some organizations, they cut off apart from the employees as well. Did I answer, Nafis?
Yes, miss. Miss, whatever. So the factory industry and also production industry must consider for this medical insurance, right? Because they have a lot of chance to the any accidents, right?
Definitely. There is an ordinance called Factories Ordinance Act. It is an act.
Yes.
It's mentioned there. Yes. Definitely you have to do that one. Yes, that's great. And
Okay, miss.
so you are working as HR who? Into HR department, right?
I'm working in one of the transgulf agencies in Colombo. It's a talent negotiation recruiter, as a recruiter.
Right. Okay. Fine. So as you are into HRM, you may be knowing several practical aspects as well with this.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay. Right. Then allowances. As I told you, some organizations, they are moving this as allowances. So housing, transportation, mobile, gym facility. Actually, this gym facility has been introduced very nimbly to Sri Lanka. Earlier it was not there, but as now almost all the people are concerned about, not like almost all, but most of the people are concerned about their body shape and health. So gym facility things are also given. Work-life focus. Work-life focus in the sense like people, always the organizations, they need to understand how to balance this work and life, right? Work-life balance we normally call, right? Most of the people, they get mixed up. Once they work, they do not have a personal life. They do not have an educational life, just working, right? But once it comes to the other way around, it's also like that. Even the people have come to work, they're still thinking about the home problems, home things, all the things. So once you are in work, you need to work. Once you are in home, you need to enjoy the life at home. So likewise, work-life focus is really important. So probably you may be giving, the organizations can give a vacation time, counseling, financial planning, and maybe flexible work schedules. If you could remember, I showed you Abigail's video. In Abigail's video, it is very clearly mentioned that having the importance of having flexible work schedules. So because some employees now with the online, now again we are moving into physical working life, but still some organizations are with online. So this flexible working schedule is again a great idea where the employees can work as how they like. Now that's for an example, even for lecturers, most of the time this is happening. So once we are not very much good in doing the lecture, maybe in the morning, in the evening, so we can, we have flexible work schedules. Anyway, just to cover up whatever the time whenever within the semester. So it's like that. So it gives more flexibility for the life. Right? And telecommuting and non-paid time off. So it's It's always, everything is about simply do not want to buy hard any of these things, right? So allowances, just remember one or two. Likewise, you don't want to buy hard. Just remember few like work-life focus, vacation time, maybe foreign country tickets, maybe. So likewise, few things even you can think and write, but which is not in here. And allowances, income protection program. So likewise. All right. Now we will be moving to intangible returns. What's intangible returns? When it comes to intangible returns, these are always talking to the mentality of the people, psychological aspects of the people, mentality, right? Recognition and status. Okay, now you could see the video I was showing you with. So in that video, you could see that employee was not recognized for what he has been done for the organization. He has developed a new program, but the organization says, we have found this one, the organization is going to work with this one, but the real implementer has not been recognized. So he feels that he is not evaluated, he is not appraised, and he's getting demotivated, right? So therefore, recognition and status are really important for organizational employees, even where we stay, even in our lives where we are valued. So that's what an example. Think about if you have a family, if you have not still, think about if you have not still married. Now you find a partner where she's really valuing you. She's really thinking about you, right? So there you stop. There your heart stop. So it's because you believe you're recognized. You are never going to make an affair with a person who says you don't know how to do this one, that one. What make a karanna bෑ, arka karanna bෑ. කියන කෙනෙක් එක we are not going to make any affair. We like to marry a person who would be appraising us, saying, you are the hero, you are the one who is doing all these things. So recognition and status is really, really important for every human being, especially once we are talking with this self-esteem. Self-esteem is talking about this status and self-respect for what. So therefore, praising among everyone, recognition is really important. Maybe promotion, maybe salary increments, maybe praising in front of everyone and giving an award, maybe. So it can be. Toyota company is always more focused on this recognition and status whenever the employees are into new designs, new ideas, because Toyota company is one of the most famous companies in the world which is always promoting their lower level employees to come up with new designs, new ideas for vehicles and for automation. So likewise, because not like in our Sri Lanka, the people even who are working as lower level employees have very good technical skills. Japan නිකන් ඉන්න බෑනේ. ගිහින් ගියොත් වැඩ කරන්න. So it's like that. So they are actually highly work focused employees. So likewise, recognition and status is really important. And employment security. So employment security is another thing. There are some organizations we never know whenever we are going to be kicked off, right? So it is very much important to have employment security. If you are not a permanent employee, if you are in probation period, it's better to make the employee permanent, or maybe give some sort of a secure for the employment. So the employee would then know, I am secured here, so I would be able to work more. So that will again lead to more and more commitment and challenging work. Most of the people, they believe challenging work will make the employees to leave the organization. But it's not the truth. You need to have challenge even in your lives, right? Routine. If you're ever doing the same routine every time, if your life is not challenged even a little bit, it's very boring. It's very boring. At least once you get a little challenge in work, maybe doing some sort of a plantation, maybe going out in with friends. So it gives you a change in your life. So very similarly, in organizations also, we say probably this challenging work is a challenge at the very first time, right? Make a karana kohomada, I have not done this one earlier, I'm not comfort. Nobody wants to take any work when they are not comfortable in that zone, right? Everyone wants to stay in their own comfortable zone. So that is the problem here. So therefore, nobody wants to challenge in work, new thing to be learned and done. But once the employees are given challenge in work, they will be really looked into what they need to be done, right? So what it needs to be done, what we have to do, what we needs to do under this work. You will learn and you will do. You are a fresher there. So you would be starting this one as a fresh thing. So challenging work is really important. It's normally challenging work is not given for lower level employee. It goes for normally upper level employees and probably with the middle level employees also. That's for an example. If you are a marketing manager, you would be given a challenge. Okay, you need to improve the sales by 50%. You need to improve the sales by 10%. So likewise, if you are a financial manager, you will be given a plan. You need to cut off the expenses from 10%. So likewise, challenging work, then he will work for that. How he will be working for that? By getting all the employee involved in this work. So, but challenging work එකක් global level employee කෙනෙකුට දෙන්න බෑ, because as long as the education level is different, as long as they are not experienced with this one, මේ මොන විකාරයක්ද කියලා, so they will not be staying anymore. So that is another thing. So you need to, once you are giving challenging work, you need to decide to whom you are going to be given this challenging work. And learning opportunities is now a hit. Now a hit with employees. Why? Most of the what you call courses now, master degrees, diplomas, or maybe even this degree. So it is now quite expensive, right? So if therefore still the employees really need to learn, they have an urge to learn, then only you would get a knowledge about this area and you would be promoting more and more, right? So therefore, once the employees are told, you are given this learning opportunity. So level you would be able to do a degree. We will be supporting organization, a company, a pay karna. I'm not going to teach you that there are different types of organizational commitments. Organization commitment types do not there are, we call it effective commitment, normative commitment, continuous commitment. Just for your knowledge, I'm telling. People would be staying effective commitment means for emotional affiliation. I like the leader. I like these colleagues. With the emotional affiliation, I still remain in the organization and commit myself with the work. The other work is continuous commitment. Continuous commitment is happening because of these things. It means you believe it is better to continue this in organization, maybe to get all the privileges, right? So likewise, so if you are focusing continuous commitment, it means that once the employees want to continue this within the organization, providing learning opportunities is a great thing. That's one example. Let's assume you've been started a master's degree. Then we normally know when you do a master's degree, you will be completing it within 2 years minimum. You can't you can extend it, of course, but minimum you would have to take 2 years. Then the employees definitely ensured in the organization, you are here. So that is why if you see most of the now I'm teaching for master students as well. So most of the master students have been given this award from the organization. They have been granted with this grant, Master's Education Grant. Organization can grant karna, we will pay for you, right? Because they know master's degree, normally for that level people are coming when they are in middle level management, like once you want this employee for the company, they will give this opportunity. So the employee also will think, okay, I'm getting this opportunity free of charge. I can get a degree then the organization is paying off. So learning, then he know even whether I'm going to continue with this organization or not, I would be able to get this one and supported. The organization itself says, if you are completed with a master's degree, you will be promoted as a director in the company. To be a director now, you know, even in police, now the master's degree is a requirement to become a DIG, right? So therefore, most of the police officers are right now doing the master's degrees, right? SSP people, SP. So likewise in this high rank level employees, now they are just not sticking into this degree level, but they are doing this one because once they want to go for DIG level. So it's like that. Once you given learning opportunities, it is a huge hit in current days of course. So those are the intangible benefits that you can give for your employees. And returns and their degree of dependency on the performance management system. Returns and their degree of dependency on performance management system. Now you see this is, it's just a picture, no need to buy hard. So normally it says, once you give a cost of living adjustment, retaining in the organization, degree of dependency, obliged think about you ask a help from your friend, right? Then he's doing that help for you. Then you are obliged to him, right? You are obliged to him. So so if he asks a favor in return, you are obliged to do that. We feel it's not good. He did me this favor, I need to do that one. So obliged. So likewise here also, if you do a cost of living adjustment, the dependency staying in the organization is low, right? Because you know the cost of living adjustment ever can be kicked off, right? And income protection is also low because you know these are the income protection we discussed about disability pay, pension plans, saving plans. The biggest problem of this income protection plan is like you would be getting it in a long term, right? So the employees do not want to stay for a long term to be benefited. They did something good. It is always better to reward you for that thing, shorter term things. Normally if even whoever, whatever, if you did a good job, it should be rewarded, it should be appraised today itself, now itself. Then only you feel it. Nobody even at least remember what he has done. So it's like that. And work-life focus, it is moderate. So if you are doing some sort of plans to keep work-life focus, maybe you give a vacation, right? We may feel this organization at least giving me vacations time to time. So likewise, it's moderate, right? And 11, you can see work-life here. Work-life focus is what we discussed about flexible work schedules, vacation and all. And 11 says again moderate. And relational returns, again moderate. What do you mean by relational returns? So sometimes the organizations are paying for the employees again for what you have done. It should be related to what you have done, right? So you know normally once the importance of the work is done, probably a new, let's say you have implemented new program. Once that the benefits from that project is going to be deteriorate වෙලා යනවා නම් අඩු වෙවි යනවා නම් සමහරට ඕක නැති වෙලා යන්නත් පුළුවන්. වෙන කෙනෙක් අලුත් එකක් පටන් ගත්තොත් if another person will be starting a new one, again you would be kicked off with this relational returns. So it's like that. And base pay also moderate. So what you have to be given in order to keep employees with you? What? Contingent pay. It's high. Contingent pay means it's like merit pay. For what you have done, you would be rewarded. Toyota company is always doing this one. Contingent pay. if they have done a good job, right? Let's say someone has introduced a new technology, someone has introduced new things, right? You would be given merit pay, contingent pay. So it would be retaining the employees for a longer period of time because they know they would be rewarded. They are praised, they are valued by this organization. And short-term incentives. When it comes to short-term incentives, again, the dependency is high. What do you mean by short-term incentives and long-term incentives? Let me come back. So you can see what are the short-term incentives, bonuses, and long-term is like stock ownerships. Like, so again, short-term incentives, will you be keeping employees for a longer period of time? Long-term incentives, of course, it is there because you are becoming a part of the organization if you are awarded with these ownerships, right? Stock ownerships. Like you've been added as a director in the company. ඔයාලට profit එකෙන් කොටසක් එනවා. share එකෙන් කොටසක්, පොඩි කොටසක් එනවා. So you would be working for that. You want to upgrade the organization. You want to promote the organization. And it's like that. So, okay, we can watch this video.
Yes.
Yes?
For example, some probation period person work one of the company. So can we pay for the incentives?
Yeah, of course. Of course, you can give. It is there.
So
Probation
what kind of
employee.
incentive? Short term or long term? What about it?
So normally for probation employees, we recommend short term because we never know whether the employee would be performing well in the future as well. So long term is not recommended at all because the employees needs to be permanent. Of course, if you are going to go for some long term, so it's better to go with short term. It's like that.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Okay.
Meet two employees. Kate excels at her job yet feels frustrated. Her efforts go unnoticed. Sam has other challenges to overcome. He's lost motivation and is now dead weight for the organization. We know this not only from performance reviews, but from transparent documentation. For Kate, performance management helps her to continue to improve. For Sam, it can define a path to resolving his issues. But performance management offers Kate and Sam more, an understanding of how they fit into the larger workplace culture. They can see the big picture and the parts they play in the organization's success. Because in spite of their performance differences, they're both being recognized, and that's no small thing. All the data confirms that positive recognition of performance from multiple sources is key to building a positive, productive workplace and helping to create leaders. But if high-performing employees feel their work goes unnoticed, morale and motivation weaken. Their productivity will suffer and they'll be more likely to leave the organization, often for a place where they are recognized and valued. If problem employees don't receive feedback, how will they improve? The way performance is managed and documented makes all the difference. Performance management can be used as a tool for setting goals, for team building, for better communications, to enhance trust, to ensure accountability, and to maintain transparency. For Kate and Sam, performance management can transform them on a day-to-day basis and over the course of their careers, while vastly improving the organizational culture. And we can all recognize that is a very good thing.
All right. So the
Meet two.
So normally role of performance. Okay, let me now bring into the role of performance management system. So again, it takes little time. Okay, it's okay. We'll go for that, and I think it's better to have a break and go but I will be going through with this one.
Miss,
Yeah.
what about our assignment today?
So assignment didn't I discuss with you?
Not yet, miss. Just
No, then I can't remember. So then shall we go for the assignment discussion?
okay.
I thought that I discussed the assignment with you. And
Are you sure, miss?
No, I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure either because there are several batches, so I'm not sure. So anyway, we will then move into the assignment, so it will be better because normally in 5th or 6th session, I am discussing about the assignment. So this would be your assignment. I think I may have not discussed probably, right? This is your assignment. So it's like here you will be having 2 questions. So you should know that the paper will be comprises from 100 marks, but it will be coming to 60 marks because we would be adding directly 40 marks for the assignment. So please make sure you are doing this assignment unless you are not, normally it's like if you do not provide your assignment for the campus, you would not be able to get a pass for DEF. For surely you will not be able to get a pass because I have marked one of your batches. So some students have written their examinations really well, but when it comes to the assignments, if they have not submitted. So when it comes to 100 marks, when we convert it to 60 marks, it is a huge problem because you are getting assignment 0 marks. So the best thing is, as I believe, do the assignment and bring the assignment on the examination date or as prescribed by the organization, the campus. I mean, if the campus says you have to post it or send it before, it's better to do so. If not, it's better to, I think, you give it in hand, right? But make sure that you are signing in somewhere, because otherwise, if even in a case, if they misplace, you have no evidence that whether it is properly received by the campus. Right. So the first question in the assignment, it explain how performance appraisal can accompany a competitive advantage to an organization, right? So let me give you these assignment questions today, right now, and I'm not particularly sure what are because I was not ready to discuss this assignment. So you can have the questions. These questions I will be discussed in next week. So because next week we have, right, performance management, because we'll see whether we have it in next week. Yes, next week, Wednesday we have. So therefore, I will be discussing this one in next week, Wednesday, because there are specific topics for this, right? Once you discuss with question number 1 and question number 2, there are specific topics that I've been highlighted with. So at the moment, I'm not particularly sure what are the topics. Just for right now, you just have an idea. This is the assignment. In next week, I think it's better to discuss, because I can discuss, of course, right now, but it will take time where the topics are, where the content is and all. Then next week, I can be ready in giving you. So here you can see, explain. This one I can, of course, say the first question. I will be explaining the first question. Look at here, this one, first question, you have to be well focused on a practical example, real world local organizational example, right? I will be showing you a case study which is done by the organization, Coca-Cola organization also, right? Here you can see, explain how performance appraisal can accompany a competitive advantage to an organization. What do you mean by a competitive advantage? An advantage over rivals, an advantage over competitors. Competitors like a vada or the advantage. If I ask you, tell me your some skills, right? Then if you say I can dance, I can do this one, then if I ask whether you can dance better than others, if you say yes, I can dance better than others, that is your competitive skill, right? Where you can go for advantage. So that is why how these dancers, singers have been popped up. because they do have a competitive skill over the other competitors. So they could get the competitive advantage from that. So very similarly here also, what we will be doing, performance appraisal එක කොහොමද වැදගත් වෙන්නේ, right? For a competitive advantage. Now, and your answer should be supported with a real world local organizational example. Now I'm going to show you Coca-Cola a case study which is done for the Sri Lankan company, right? So here you cannot take any foreign companies. It specifically mentions local organizational example. You have to take a local organization in writing this one, right? Here, so what you have to be done, I will be showing you a video clip. So I will show you that video clip. First time I will show you. Next time, again, I'll show you and I will explain how they have achieved the competitive advantage. Here, what you have to understand is you have to understand several issues of the organization. The video clip that I would be showing you, it means a case study which has been done for this by Coca-Cola company in order to evaluate the importance of performance management, performance appraisal. Same way you have to do it for another company, right? Same way you have to do it for another company. So they are the organization specifically recognizing several issues, right? Specifically recognizing several issues, and they would bring competitive advantage. They would address these issues through a performance management, right? So it's simply it can be appraisal or management. So let me change this one into performance management practices. Explain how performance management practices. Okay. So let me show you that case study. First you watch it. Then I will explain once again how you are going to write that one in your examination. Okay. Here, watch very carefully, and if you want, please write down the important things, like what are the issues and what are the solutions that they have come across with through performance management. Because this one is particularly, this is the same question that I'm giving you, right? මේ case study එක ඒකටම තමයි කරලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒ විදිහටම you have to do it. You have to do it with another company, with another local company, recognizing the issues and recognizing how to address to these issues in order to get a competitive advantage through performance management solution. So let me show you that the case study. Watch very carefully, and I'll explain again.
තාත්තා ඉක්මනට විනාඩි 20න් අම්මා ගෙදර.
ඔවුනේ ගේනවා.
තාත්තා බලාගෙන. ඕක අම්මගේ ෆේවරිට් මන්.
Organizational behavior. Coca-Cola is the world's leading beverage brand. It was founded in 29 January 1892, Georgia, USA, and has been serving the world for almost 130 years. But the company is facing a downtrend in the growth of its brand value in recent years. Hello and welcome to another video by Total Assignment Help. In this video, we will have a look at why Coca-Cola has struggled to capture the market after expansion to the island country of Sri Lanka. Various strategies using which the company can better utilize their human capital to prosper in the local markets. Identify the opportunities through which Coca-Cola can maximize growth. So let's dive right in. Since their expansion to Sri Lanka, the global beverage company had struggled to capture the market. The two main reasons for this are improper management of human resource and community backlash over contamination of a water body. On 17th August 2015, there was a mishap at the Coca-Cola plant which led to a leakage of diesel into a major Sri Lankan river. Although the management and authorities were quick to take corrective measures, they couldn't shield themselves from the community backlash. This affected company's reputation and ultimately their sales in the region. In addition, the inadequate workforce management was posing a bigger threat to the company. Let us look at the various issues within the Coca-Cola management. The first is improper communication. The corporate communication framework followed by Coca-Cola was flawed. The employees were not able to share their thoughts and opinions effectively with the management. Due to this, the workforce and the team leaders' mutual relationship suffers, and the company loses the opportunity to utilize innovative ideas. The next is feedback sharing. The managers and supervisors are unable to convey the job feedback to the employees effectively. This hinders the improvement of skills and increases dissatisfaction among the employees. Since human capital is an important asset for any company, Coca-Cola lost a number of employees, which reduced the rate of production and other important business operations. Third issue is with motivating the employees. Employee motivation plays an important role in the performance of a business. Coca-Cola Sri Lanka failed to properly motivate their staff with incentives and other employee motivation techniques. This resulted in low morale and employees showed less interest in improving performance. Then comes inadequate training and development modules. In order to meet the standards of the brand, the employees must undergo regular training and development for peak performance. However, Coca-Cola failed to utilize this important feature effectively in their organizational structure. As a result, the employee retention rate decreased and efficiency was reduced. The fifth organization issue is improper workforce management. Due to the shortage in workforce, the company collaborated with other firms with their bottling operations. This proved counterproductive as it created an unstable work environment, which led to more resignations. Thus, the lack of proper workforce management caused slowdown in performance. Next is leadership. Good leadership of the workforce is very important for better performance. The leadership at Coca-Cola Sri Lanka failed to identify the shortcomings in their organizational structure, and this led to a lot of problems in the production. The irresponsibility of team members and the management of the company have amplified the doubt among the subordinates. Another issue with organizational behavior is the management and staff relationship. The company management has failed to build lateral communication channels between the employees as well as the team leader inside the company premises. The management did not arrange meetings in order to discuss the problems of their staffs as well as to find possible remedies to resolve those issues. And lastly, work environment. The management failed to create a healthy work environment that can encourage the employees to give their best output. The corporate situation created obstructions in building a professional relationship between the workers as well as the management of the organization. The employees failed to understand that their improvement was closely related to the success of the company. These issues cost a fortune to the company. Hence, an instant countermeasure, Coca-Cola Sri Lanka improved 3 strategies to effectively manage their workforce in the future. These are induction and communication program. An orientation program was established for new employees for their proper induction to the Coca-Cola workforce. This makes them feel valued and improves employee relations. Proper training and development of employees. With effective training and development modules, the employees would improve productivity and realize their role in the growth of the company. And the most important measure was feedback. Since employees had no way for conveying the problems faced by them, there was a dire need of establishing a way to hear their problems. The company set up regular meetings between managers, supervisors, and upper management to ensure that their issues were noticed and resolved. You can find all the information present in this.
Okay, right. Now this is actually this is the same way that you have to put your answers when it comes to your first question. What I have given, you could see very clearly. This is explained. Where it is? Where? Here. Explain how performance management practices can accompany a competitive advantage to an organization. So you could see very clearly, you have to mention what are the issues that a company may face. Probably, let's assume you may not be able to find what are the issues of the company, right? But still, if you can prove with like all these the other solutions, how you can come across to bring. Now here in this Coca-Cola company, it is very clearly mentions what are the issues and what are the solutions. So if you do not want to write the issue part, that's fine. That's of course fine, because my expectation is to you to write down the solution part. Solution part in the sense how you have recognized this competitive advantage part. So when it comes to this, what you call this Coca-Cola advertisement, it's very clearly it mentions what are the issues that the company face. So separately they are coming across with these issues. So that's for an example. So you could see they have come across with several. Can you see? They had an issue with motivating the employees, and they had an issue with inadequate training and development modules. So likewise, now they are recognizing what are the issues, feedback sharing. So let's come one by one in this issues.
Issues within the Coca-Cola management. The first is improper communication. The corporate communication framework followed by Coca-Cola.
Now you can see improper communication starts from where employees are not communicated among each other, right? So maybe the supervisors and employees, or maybe the management and the supervisors, or maybe the management and the employees. So once the communication is not properly done, definitely you would not be able to go for a better success, right? So it is a place where you can address from performance management, because we normally say in performance evaluation, in a performance appraisal, I have shown you I have shown you some videos when it comes to performance appraisals, right? So you are having a proper communication between this management and the employees. The manager is clearly explaining what we are expecting from you. And the employee is also saying what are the issues that the employees are facing with. So likewise, you would be having a well proper communication among you all, right? Or between the manager and the employee, or maybe among everyone. So this is a problem where you can be addressed from a proper performance management.
Was flawed. The employees were not able to share their thoughts and opinions effectively with the management.
Could you see now where performance appraisal interview is the place where you can express your opinions, where you can tell what you have gone through with, what are the problems. So that is the place you can discuss with. So you can see performance appraisal will be supported in this one.
Due to this, the workforce and the team leaders.
So if you are selected to be written your issues and the solutions, I advise as much as possible, try to write the issue and what is the solution that you have come across. If not, very simply, as in this Coca-Cola assignment, you can see, as in this Coca-Cola assignment, you can write what is the issue, what are the issues, and what are the solutions that could bring in to give you a competitive advantage. So that is also fine. Totally fine. Okay.
Relationship suffers and the company loses the opportunity to utilize innovative ideas. The next is feedback sharing. The managers and supervisors are unable to convey the job feedback to the employees effectively.
So we are always discussing about this one. Why we are having a performance appraisal? Because we need to give feedback for the employees. Because we need to tell what you have to be done, what are the things that you are expecting from the employees. So this is really, really important. Giving job feedback for the employees. So that is also, now normally we were discussing feedback should be given daily, weekly, yearly, monthly. You should be given the feedback, because then only the employee will be working towards that. If you are otherwise, in this annual review, you are giving your feedback, and again, if you are tested in the next year annual review, the employee may not be at least remember what you have taught. So therefore, as the managers, as the supervisors, you need to be given continuous feedback for the employees. Then only they will remember what they have to be done, how to be done. So it is really important. That's what we are doing in this performance appraisal. So all these things, it's very clear with the videos what I have shown you. Anyway, I will bring a little clip. Again, a same little clip for you to recollect.
Effectively. This hinders the improvement of skills and increases dissatisfaction among the employees. Since human capital is an important asset for any company, Coca-Cola lost a number of employees, which reduced the rate of production and other important business operations. Third issue is with motivating the employees. Employee motivation plays an important role in the performance of a business. Coca-Cola Sri Lanka failed to properly motivate their staff with incentives and other employee motivation techniques.
Can you see? It specifically mentions incentives and other motivational techniques. So the people would be motivating for what specifically? For the rewards. People would be motivated for the rewards. That is why they want to work. Otherwise, who wants to work for a company? Everyone wants to work for a company because they want to get their own success. So that is the bribe that we are going to give to be motivated. So it can be a tangible motivation. It can be an intangible motivation, as in the terms of intangible reward and tangible rewards, right? So that is also can be given once you do a proper performance evaluation on it. So after a proper performance appraisal, you will get to know who are the employees really working, who are the employees not. So that will be very clear.
This resulted in low morale and employees showed less interest in improving performance. Then comes inadequate training and development modules. In order to meet the standards of the brand, the employees must undergo regular training and development for peak performance.
So that's what we were talking about again. So once you see inadequate and training and development modules, how you recommend a training or a development program for employee, unless you do not know where the employee stands on? You should know. So it means the rating of the employee, whether he can do this, whether he can do that. So the rating of the employee will be showing you a path, what type of a training, what type of a development program the employee needs to be undergo with. So therefore, it is also done through performance management.
However, Coca-Cola failed to utilize this important feature effectively in their organizational structure. As a result, the employee retention rate decreased and efficiency was reduced. The fifth organization issue is improper workforce management. Due to the shortage in workforce, the company collaborated with other firms with their bottling operations.
So you could see improper workforce management also. I told you, when it comes to performance management, the first thing that we would be looking at is how many and how many. It means the quantity and the quality of the employees. How many, it explains how quantity, and quality explains the quality and the qualifications of the employees. So that should be properly explained here. So they have now, let me come into this one. So they have come across with again management and staff relationships. So like there are several issues they would be coming up with. Then they are recognizing we need to come for what? Several solutions. So then they decided we need to go under induction program, you see.
Future. These are induction and communication program. An orientation program was established for new employees for their proper induction to the Coca-Cola workforce.
So this is done by performance evaluation. We would be giving you induction program and that would be evaluated whether the induction program is success or not. And we would be giving you training and development program. We would be checking them whether it is properly done, whether we are successful. We would be getting feedback from the employees. We would be discussing with the employees. So that should be continuously done. Then only we would get to know what the employee's level is.
This makes them feel valued and improves employee relations. Proper training and development of employees. With effective training and development modules, the employees would improve productivity and realize their role in the growth of the company.
And that's what we are always talking about, right? We need to recognize their training and development requirements. Then only we would be able to provide them more focused jobs, more focused tasks and duties. So this training and development requirement is also recognized through this performance management. Otherwise, if you do not do a proper performance appraisal, you will never get to know what the employees' ratings are and what their skills also.
And the most important measure was feedback. Since employees had no way for conveying the problems faced by them, there was a dire need of establishing a way to hear their problems. The company set up regular meetings between managers, supervisors, and upper management to ensure that their issues were noticed and resolved.
You could see the feedback. Feedback is also something that we are always talking about, how to give continuous feedback. So let me bring you an example for this performance appraisal interview. So that would be more clear once you give with a live performance appraisal interview. This one, you just watch out. Then you can see everything is here included. Let me come to you then one by one. Very careful what they are talking.
Jason, just before we get started, I wanted to let you know that the idea you came up with last week was very good. And I've given it to Alex to implement. So, well done and thank you.
Serious? That's brilliant. You know, Jane, I've found it much more easier to come up with ideas this year. Probably got a lot to do with all that planning we did, which has taken pressure off work and helped creativity. Plus, I'm enjoying work a lot more. I guess this has a lot to do with the new management.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So specifically, how are you finding your position after the redesign of your job?
Actually, a lot better. I feel that I'm in control more since I'm able to follow any issues all the way through. I get the customer's feedback at the end, which means it's a lot easier to evaluate how well we went.
Well, I welcome any feedback you have about how to improve your position. And I also want to tell you that if you feel that we're not using all of your skills, let me know and we'll be able to find another challenge for you. We can organise training if you need it.
That'd be great. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Great.
Can you see? Now when she says we can arrange training and development, he says that's great. He likes it very much. Learning opportunities are a very good, as I said, it's a very good bribe to keep the employees with them. You see?
Well, that's what I'm here for. So now to today's performance appraisal. Yeah. It's a lot more structured than the ones we've been doing monthly with a lot more paperwork. It'd be fair to say there are no surprises here. I've let you know regularly what you've been doing well and also the areas in which you could improve. Would you agree?
Absolutely. A good example would be when you saw me sorting out that recent issue with the guys in accounts and how you said to me afterwards that I'd done a good job. You know, frequent feedback on little things like that just really makes a difference.
Well, that's how an organisation succeeds.
Yeah.
It's people take care of the day-to-day and the manager ensures that their performance is recognised. You've lifted your performance a lot since last year and you've done very well to achieve the goals that we set. And another thing, I wanted to let you know that I appreciate how you've kept me informed, how you've let me know both the good and the bad about how we've been doing.
Okay, well, I'll keep doing that. As far as the goals go, it helps that I knew exactly what I was aiming at and that they were challenging, so I had to push myself to reach them.
That's great. Okay. Now, as you can see, next to each category rating, I've written the evidence on which I base the rating. Have a read, and if there's anything you don't agree with, let me know either now or later.
Actually, there is something here in the written communications category. You said you haven't seen much to support this. What about that report I wrote a couple of months ago on improving customer relations? Wouldn't that count for this?
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgotten. My apologies. I thought that was Alan. And back then I really didn't know who was who. It was a fabulous report, and yes, it would change your performance rating. My mistake completely, but thanks for bringing that to my attention. It was a good example of assertive, non-aggressive communication. It's a lot easier to work with people when they're calm and assertive.
Cool. I guess I'll walk away with this, have a read of it, and we're going to have a talk sometime tomorrow, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, fine for me. How about tomorrow, say 11 a.m? Would you be in a position to make comments by then?
Sure. Yep. Okay, I appreciate that, Jan, and see you then. Oh, and thanks again for the feedback and the opportunities you're offering.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, right. So you could see in that video, there are a lot of things for you to learn. The first thing is that the communication between these two. So you could see the employee is very clearly mentioning, look at, I have done this one, but it is not marked. So likewise, they can express, the employees can express what they are undergoing through, and the managers can say their comments. So I didn't get to you have watched all these videos. These are very important and beautiful role plays on this performance evaluation. So these are really important. So as you have internet, so please go through again this Coca-Cola ad, and I recommend you to watch this one, this video, this Jan role play, and this one, better performance. So because these are really important performance appraisal interviews, so then you could see in that interviews, you could see how a proper communication happens and how the feedback is given for each other, right? How the feedback is given, how the proper communication is given, what are the motivational factors that they've been introduced. So likewise, several things. So that is the main thing that I would be discussing for this first question. Go through again with Coca-Cola advertisement case study. Then you can understand how to write this one, right? That is the same way that you have to write, the same way that you have to write for your assignment as well. There you do not want to write a lot. You can see each question minimum of 5 pages. Each question minimum of 5 pages, maximum 10 pages. So you can write this one within 5 pages. You can write or you can print or type. So it's up to you, because most of the students I got into my hand are handwritten. That's totally fine, even handwritten or typed. So that's totally fine, but you need to bring up what's the company, the local company, and how it would be coming up with some issues, at least 1-2 issues. If you cannot bring a lot of issues and to bring solutions for that, and then you need to bring what are the solutions, because you could see in this Coca-Cola case study, as they have provided the issues and they have provided the solutions for each issue also commonly, right? By addressing all these things, so they could be able to go for a competitive advantage. So all these things are related to performance management. So likewise, you also should be able to write down in that way, right? So the second question actually, I'm not particularly sure from where I have taken, of course, the process of performance planning will be doing anyway later on. And so therefore, I would like to discuss this one in next week. The first question, you can start writing even right as soon as possible, or again, I will be a little bit explaining in next week also. If you have any questions regarding the first question, right? So therefore, you can see you have to use, when you are writing the report, you have to use a cover page acknowledgement, the executive summary, in the sense a little bit of what you call a summary on what you have written. So that's for an example. You can write the executive summary to 2 paragraphs. The first paragraphs you may be able to explain like this performance management. The first question will be discussed on the practices of performance management, how it would be leading to a competitive advantage in this company. Maybe you may have taken, let's say, it is okay to take like what you call these franchise organization, but it should be a Sri Lankan franchise organ. That's for an example. You take KFC, you take Burger King. It's totally fine. Now Coca-Cola is also here. It is located in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan Coca-Cola they are discussing about, but you cannot write the Burger King and KFC about in a foreign country. It should be related to Sri Lankan KFC or Burger King or whatever. That's okay. It should not be always a company, I mean a local company, even it is a franchise company, but it should be still located in Sri Lanka permanently. Then only you can take that example in writing for exams. So then first paragraph is that, then second paragraph you can write this one. So I will be discussing it later on. So you can see you have to use APA style, in the sense the referencing style, I believe that you may have learned. So simply, if you have taken some references, maybe from books, maybe from internet, you have to mention it one. Academically, you have to write. And if you want to annex anything, if you want to annex, like maybe company, some details, maybe company, let's say maybe the presented pictures, maybe some company employee, what do you call, handbook pages. So anything, if you believe it would be more supportive to explain this question, it would be more welcome with the appendixes. The appendixes is not always compulsory, but if you have anything, you can write in the main document. This is the employee handbook. The employee handbook says the performance management system is there and the promotion is given on based on that. So likewise, there may be several things that would be supportive for performance management. So you just see, go through, and if you believe that it should be added here, you can add that part as well.
Can you repeat what is the APA style?
Yeah, APA style, in the sense it is not actually mandatory for you to write down. Let me show you. APA style is a way of writing academic reports, right? APA style, here if you go to APA report format, you would be getting like this. It's like how to use page numbers, right? Double spaced. References should be there. The margin types. So likewise, if you go to this one, it would be showing you. There are a lot of APA style. You can see, you can sample paper APA. So likewise, there are APA style paper format also here. You can download this one. So this is the normal way of academic writing. But it is not compulsory for you. But if you can go through with that, you can make the formatting type specifically. double spaced. 12's New Roman, Times New Roman 12 point. How to do the bolding. When you come into a subtopic, what should be the font size? Normally, we say when it comes to subtopic, 14 size. If it is a main topic, 16. So likewise, it explains in APA style, it is not mandatory to go with that one. But if you are using any references, it should be according to the ascending order. Let's say, ABCD order. You can see APA reference. Let me show you sample. Like you can see, let me show you a sample. APA style. Can you see here? Here it is not according to the reference. There is a way of writing, right? So simply, initially you write the name of the author. Let's say you are writing from a book chapter or maybe something. And then you write the year, then you write the book name, and then where it is published, right? So likewise, there is a way. There is a way. Let me show you some examples. It is not mandatory, of course, right? For your level, it's not very much mandatory. I'll show you. Okay, it's going to my one. Actually, now this is my profile of doing research. So let's say if you go to this one, let me pick one of my researchers. So this is one of my research. You can see site. Here it should be somewhere site. I'm particularly sure. Okay, let me take this one, this article for you. This is actually one of the research articles what I have done. So here you can see this is done according to the APA style, in the sense. Can you see ABCD? That order is there. ABCD order, right? Ascending order. And as I told you, name and year and the name of the book and where it is published. So it's like that. But so normally you just refer this one. If you have a lot of references, right? You have a lot of references, you can write this one. If not, at least follow the formatting, right? Formatting in the sense, not all. How to keep margin, right? And spacing, that's all. Margin, spacing, so likewise, right? If you go to any of these things, you would be able to get this one. Reference styling. So here you can see free APA citation generator is also there. If you put this one, you can get the APA style. So likewise, it is not mandatory, but if you can try that one, it would be great. Is that clear enough, is? Okay, right. Now, so the second question I will be coming in the next week. But anyway, I just want to finish up this session, what we were doing right now. Here. Okay, probably I may not be able to finish this one because I just will have some 8 minutes break, and we'll quickly come back because we just want to eat and drink something, and we'll just quickly revert, okay? We'll have 8 minutes break and come back, okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay, well, we'll start right now again, once back. So as I told you, I will be discussing this one, what do you call the assignment, the other question in next day. So then it would be more clear. So let me bring you this role of performance management system. So simply, there you can find several roles I will be showing you here. So strategic purpose, administrative purpose, and informational development. So likewise, different purposes. Why we are going to have this. So it's better, I would, when it comes to examination, it's better you have to have a proper understanding on what each purpose says. But I do not expect a long and very descriptive answer for you. But when I'm explaining, I will be descriptive because you want to write the answer somehow. But when it comes to again the final days, I will be explaining very specifically what are the things that you want to focus, because this is a one place that I would be more on focus for the examination, the role of performance management system. So we'll go one by one. So simply it says why we need to have performance management system. What is the role? What is the role? Now that's for an example, you as a husband, you as a wife at home, what is your role? Role in the sense, if you are not there, whether what would be happening if you are not there? So what is the role that you would be doing there at home? So very similarly here also, once we have a performance management system, what is your role there, right? So before that, I would like to give you my WhatsApp number once again. So please, if you have anything, 078-480-8383. If you have anything urgent or if you want to know anything, you can just send me a WhatsApp message. Probably I may be weaving some messages, but I'm not replying at the same time. But whenever I get time, I quickly reply into that. So if you want to get to know anything, I will be there. But the thing is, when I explain, after explanation of the assignment, when you submit the assignment, some students keep saying, Miss Mama submit kara, Madam Mama submit kara. I don't want that one, right? Because because I don't want, it's like I have like more than 2,000, 5,000 students I'm teaching at once. So I cannot remember all the students. And so therefore, it's better not to say I don't want your submission about your submission, but if you want to get clarified about a particular thing on your maybe any personal thing, maybe any what do you call examination thing, maybe, you know, as Nafis asked, there are several questions he had, so he just wanted to get to know, clarify. So likewise, even may not be very relevant to the subject, but it's totally fine. If I know, I would be answering, because we are there only not just to teach you and go away. So it's teacher's responsibility is also to look what your matters are. So that would be there. So, and strategy, if you want to communicate anything, no worries at all. I'm very flexible. You can what do you call text me to my WhatsApp asking anything. No worries at all, right? So the first purpose of performance management is to help top management achieve strategic business objectives. To help top management achieve strategic business objectives. I told you at the beginning also, whatever we are doing, the ultimate objective should be, ultimate expectation should be achieving the strategic purpose, right? We need to develop a strategy in order to achieve the organizational goals and objectives. Now, probably you are having your own goals. You want to be a company director, you want to be a company owner, you may want to be a manager, whoever, whatever, right? You have your own goal. So doing this program, this diploma or degree, or maybe doing that one is also a one step of your strategy. in order to reach there, because you need this one. Once you complete the diploma, you can go for degree. Once you complete a degree, you can do a master's in somewhere. So likewise, people never fail in anywhere. There are a lot of opportunities, not like in olden days. Olden days, if you have not been selected for the university, then that's very difficult. But it's not like in today. There are a lot of opportunities, but the only thing is you have to work. It is like that. You have to work. There are means. So no one is failing in life in any moment. So it's very similarly, organization strategic purpose means you want to develop the strategies. You may be failing in these strategies. Again, you may be succeeding, as in Coca-Cola company, right? So how you are going to achieve this one? So if you move into the strategic purpose, you can see what it's explained. By linking the organizational goals with individual goals. So I told you earlier also, nobody wants to earn profits for company. You do your maximum for the company as you want a comfortable life, as you want more money, as you want a salary, as you want bonuses, as you want promotions. That's why if you are highly committed, that's it. That may be the purpose. Very rarely we could find the people who have this real urge to work and give some profits for the company, right? So normally when the people have work-life balances and all, so normally that would not be happening. But still, as I told you, it's in Sri Lankan context, but not in Japan context, right? So likewise, so by linking the organizational goals with individual goals. Now the organizational goal, that's for an example, let's assume, to within 6 months, to maximize the profitability from 10 million within 6 months. So the organization then now can give you individual goals. Now you are giving to marketing director, okay, the sales needs to be maximized from 8 million within the six months. Financial management will be given, okay, you have to reduce your expenses, unnecessary expense cutoffs from 2 million within 6 months. So likewise, you would be giving individual goals. Then the marketing director is giving goals for marketing manager. Marketing manager is giving for marketing executive. Then the executives are giving for, they are all the representatives, right? Let's say you have 100 representatives. So every representative maybe needs to maximize their sales from 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees. So it's like that. So then they would be told, okay, if you go to this, your goal, if you can achieve the goal, then it will be added to your performances. Then you would be getting merit pay. You would be getting awards. You would be getting foreign tours. So likewise, organizational goals should be aligned with the individual goals. Then only people will be motivated to work. The performance management system reinforces behaviors consistent with the attainment of organizational goals. Reinforces means what? It's again like motivating. Once you are given these individual goals and when it is rewarded, people will be reinforcing the behavior. It means you would be tend to do the same behavior, the same positive behavior. That's for an example. If you now normally when in your school time, if you be the first in your class, your parents may have given you gifts, right? So again, next time also you try to be the first in the class because you would be continuing this behavior. It reinforces your behavior in a consistent manner because then you would be rewarded. Punishments also like that. So now that is why the parents need to punish people if they do a bad thing. If you do a bad thing, you have to punish. Otherwise, it would be again and again repeated. So once you get a punishment, you will not be reinforced to do that again. So it's likewise. Reinforcing behaviors means it will be leading to practice the same behavior more and more over. And then it would be leading to organizational goals. So that is a one strategic purpose. If you could remember in these videos in performance appraisals, they are starting by stating, let's see how you have help to achieve the organizational goals in the company, right? So onboarding refer to the process that help the new employee from being organizational outsider to organizational insider. What it says? Onboarding refer to the process that help the new employee from being organizational outsider to organizational insider. Onboarding in the sense, you take the employee inside, then he will be explained what are the organizational goals and objectives. Then he will get to know what are the things that I have to do. Ultimately, the outsider will be an insider. So if I quickly move into this one to just to show you, just to remind you how it's been explained.
Doctors, nurses and engineers who have ever dreamed of living in Australia
About
now have an
organizational
opportunity.
goals, how she explains that the importance of organizational goal. Look at how she starts this conversation.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Karen.
How are you?
I'm
Thanks
good.
for
How are
taking
you?
time to come in
Thank you.
and go over your performance appraisal.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much for completing the self-evaluation form and sending it in on time. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
And I have to tell you, in looking at your ratings, I think we're right on target with each other. So
Good.
that was very good. As you know, the performance appraisal process is a very important process here at Keystone College because it provides us with an opportunity to talk about what's going on in your work, gives you a chance to tell me if you have any concerns or issues, and it also provides me with an opportunity to share with you how you are supporting the whole strategic planning process, the strategic goals of our department and of the college, and to show you that you really do play an integral part in the success of the department and the college.
Mm-hmm.
So,
can you see? They have started. She's starting. All the performance evaluation interviews are starting by clarifying the organizational goals. And again, they are not going to say what is the organizational goal and objective. But basically, it is advisable always that you should know the organizational goals and objectives in the company. So therefore, whatever it is, now when she even explains, she starts with, okay, we'll see how you have helped to the strategic goal, strategic purpose of the organization. So that is the main purpose. You could see very clearly even in that part, I believe. Right. Then next, okay, I don't know what happened to the video. Okay, we'll see. Sorry. Administrative purpose, simply the administrative purpose, you could see this, it makes easier for the next administrators what we are going to do. So you would be having a proper rating system, you would be having a proper format in evaluating these things. So it's simply, you can go for salary adjustments, promotions, retention and termination things. So you would be looking at the results and you would see, okay, whether I need to go for salary adjustment, promotion, or to retain or terminate, right? If the person is never ever be able to work as how we are going to advise him, so it is better to terminate. That's what I told you. Even you are a permanent employee, the organizations can monitor you several times. Maybe normally it is said for 3 to 5 years. Organization can monitor employees and give a report. The person has not been come across with our expected level in performance evaluation. So we are going to terminate you, right? So that is the risk of private organizations. Even you are a permanent employee, but you should have sufficient evidences for that within you. So the best evidence is this performance evaluation appraisal forms and all these things. Otherwise, the employee even can go for courts. How the hell he is going to kick me off? They can't terminate me like that. So it's up to the organization how much they can clearly maintain the documents. So recognition of individual performance, if you could see, normally every organization needs to recognize the individual performances. And identification of poor performance, this is very much important. Identification of poor performance and let them to plan. So then we would be able to plan whether we need to terminate these employees. If they are probation employees, after the probation period, of course, we can terminate. If it's not, so probation period also, it's like that. You can stay in probation period. Normally, most of the companies keep for 1 year. But if your probation period is it's retrenching for like more than 5 years, definitely you have to take some actions. Even the organizations, most of the organization may be supportive. But first of all, you need to read the contract of the organization. But if you take university lecturers, for university lecturers, you can stay in probation period for 5 years, because anyway, for probation period is 3 years. So it's like, it depends from company to company. Then you have to look into that one. So identification of poor performance, layoffs, it means you are laying off the person. You don't want to come again. And even you can go for merit rewards. So all these things would be easier for administrative purposes, because we have a plan. If you come into this level, if you increase the profitability in this level, you go for salary adjustment, you go for promotion. So if within consecutive years can ekalang years 3-4, if you get what you call more and more performances, then you go for promotion, then you go for merits. So likewise, it depends, right? So for now, as it's almost 11 o'clock, I would like to stop right here. Otherwise, it takes time. Anyway, I have to do several the other parts as well. So, so I would be stopping from this administrative purposes. If you have any question or anything to ask, you can ask and clarify it right now. Do you have anything to ask?
Yes.
Yes,
I have a small doubt arised, miss. So, you taught us the feedback of employees, right? So, for like feedback of employees. So, for example, one of the person lead the one of the biggest company. So, can you suggest me how to get a feedback? And the company has a 900 plus employees there. So, how can we get a feedback from them?
If you want to get a feedback from your management?
No, from the employees, feedback by our management and also our production like this. So we should
it
get
means,
a.
you are the manager, you want to get feedback from employees, is that so?
Yes, we need to get employees to improve our management.
I didn't get you properly. It's like, I just want to be clear. Now it's like this. If you are the manager, so definitely that's what it is said. You have to go through one by, so it may be team wise or one by one. It takes time, of course, right?
Yeah.
So of course you need to go with then departmental base. Supervisors are there for each department. So the best way is going through with supervisor mode, because they are not going to control a lot of employees. For each supervisor, I believe there are some flock of employees, like maybe 20-30 employees. So the plan should be given for all supervisors. So this is the way you're going to get feedback, discussion time. That is why I told you once earlier also, some organizations, they do not like to do this performance evaluation because it takes a lot of time. But as it is important, the best thing is that just fixing up some sort of a time within a week. So then supervisors would be able to take. So in that moment, employees also can give their ideas, their views for the management. And that is the way I believe. If there are 900 like employees, of course, you cannot go one by one. The best thing is going through with supervisors, because supervisors can pay more attention for individual employees as well, as I believe. Is that the thing what you asked, Nafis?
Yes, of course, right. And thank you, miss. I got a good suggestion from you. Okay.
Okay, now, please. Okay. Then is that all for everyone? So it's so. If you have anything just to be clarified, even in your organization office, so you can just drop me a WhatsApp message. Anyone. As I'm talking to Nafis, he is the only one who is talking in the class. That's why. So, so okay, then have a good night. We'll see you in next week then.
Okay, good night, sweet dream, miss. Thank you.
Welcome.